Peace and blessings, world, and welcome to another edition of Fresh Perspective, where we give you a fresh view on this week's hot topics. And right now, we're going to start with that NFL. But before we start, I'm your host, Irvin Hawkins, and I'd like to introduce our panel. First, I'd like to start with the great orator and tactician, Mr. D. Burtz. It's a special week for you. How you feel?
Hey man, I feel good, man, but it's time to go to another level. Shout out to everybody who believed in the dog. Dog went out there and got it done, man. Appreciate the love, Hope.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And what he means by getting it done, man, is official. So, going into the blueprint, Mr. Jeremy Flanagan. How you feeling today?
I'm feeling good, feeling great. A little disappointed with what I'm seeing right now, but it is what it is.
It's all good. And Mr. Denzel Chappelle, the young and talented himself. Courtney, how you doing?
I'm well, y'all. Can't complain, man. Checking out this Patriot Miami game, but let's get it.
Well, speaking of not feeling too well about what they were seeing, man, everybody knows I'm a day one Ravens fan. Love my Ravens. Can't stand the Steelers. I respect them, but I can't stand them. And right now, I can't even talk about the game. I'm too much in my feelings. So I need to start with the panel. Homage, what happened last night?
Oh well, you got the clock strike 12 and Big Ben started ringing. That's pretty much what happened. I talked to you last night as the game was going on, and I told you what was about to happen before it happened. And you know what I'm saying? You believe in Joe Flacco, I don't. And I've always told you that the captain and
Have you
leaders of
ever
that
believed in Joe Flacco? I just gotta ask. Have you?
never, never believed in. I respect his story. I do respect that big arm, and he could throw it. He could throw it far, but I just don't believe in Joe Flacco, especially when you're going up against a guy Big Ben, and you can clearly see that that team last night they elected to just abandon the run, and they threw the ball 66 times. Now, from the perspective of guarding somebody 66 times, and you only gave up 500 yards, I don't think that is that bad. I feel like if y'all played him again and they throw for 66 times and he don't complete 50 plus of them again, y'all gonna win that game. But y'all just let one get away. Y'all was in complete control of that game for 3.5 quarters. Y'all let it go. Big Ben went great on y'all.
Okay, okay, Mr. Young and Talented. Whew. Like I said, I'm still in my feelings about this one. What did you see last night in the game? What happened, man? How did we let it slip?
Um, well, I'm trying to remember exactly who it was. I think it was Jeremy Macklin. It got to be Jeremy Macklin or Mike Wallace. One of them act like hoes towards the end of the game. They wanted to act like he was hurt, and they had to waste the time out. So, to me, I thought y'all was going to get down there at the end with that big arm and get y'all a field goal.
Jeremy Macklin.
It was Jeremy Macklin. Okay, he was playing hurt. He cost y'all definitely cost y'all a chance to go ahead and get a long field goal to try to win it. As far as the rest of it though, y'all was toting that thing all night, man. Y'all had y'all in the bag. Y'all got conservative when it was time to go keep playing. Um, and I don't think y'all underestimated the missing piece in Ryan Shazier. I just didn't think y'all abused it enough. Y'all didn't put enough of them linebackers in cover and force them to have to chase down receivers. Y'all attacked them with the run. I just thought y'all was supposed to keep running it, and whenever it got too bad, I thought y'all was supposed to put the best receiver or the fastest one out there on a linebacker and work them. They clearly couldn't keep up.
And that's a very good point. D. Burtz always likes to talk about situational football. And in that situation where we haven't been stopping them all night, 3 minutes on the clock, you can't go three and out. In that situation, I needed my quarterback to be January Joe, and I needed him to be great, as Ben was being great, and it didn't happen. Now, Mr. Jeremy Flanagan, you played football, so what did you see? Talk to me from a running back's perspective. What happened last night?
This is what I saw. I saw the Pittsburgh Steelers run a total of what 88 88 plays to Baltimore's 62 plays. 88 plays, having a quarterback throw over 500 yards, touchdowns. Antonio Brown, a couple of touchdowns. That's alone, you're supposed to be blown out. But the fact that they lost 4 plays and they lost by 1 point, it don't say a lot to me about Pittsburgh. It's more predicated on what Baltimore did not capitalize on in order to win the game. And like you talked about, situational football was the problem, was the issue. And I think it's a game that they can learn from. And Baltimore wasn't no slouch coming into this game. I mean, they the only ones who know how to play Pittsburgh the way that Pittsburgh needs to be played, because they're a divisional rival. They see this team twice a year, maybe? Once or twice a year, all the time. I mean, so and Baltimore's a top 10 defense. They're a top 10 defense, number one in turnover ratio right now. So seeing what Pittsburgh didn't really impress me too much. It was more so on what it is that Baltimore did not do. And them being 7-6, I think they're gonna have to tighten up, getting ready for the stretch, because they still are in the playoffs, man.
Okay, and speaking of what my team did not do, or what did do, at the end of the Seattle game, man, we saw some real ugliness. Now, Bertz, you also a football player, and I'm sure you've been in victory formation before. Aren't there unwritten rules about when you're in victory formation on what should and what shouldn't happen? Homage, talk to me about what happened in that Seattle game.
Well, to be honest with you, Hope, I had the opportunity of learning once I got to college that it's actually some dirty players out there. High school, I really didn't see too much of it, or it could have been going on and I really wasn't aware of it. But in college, I really realized that it was some dirty players. And I know that some people just don't have the same integrity. Like, it's no different than Court can attest to this. We go hoop. The guy know he fouled you, and he won't give you the ball. He know he did. And he gonna act like he didn't do nothing.
So are you trying to call Bennett? Are you trying to call Bennett a dirty player?
That was definitely a dirty act, dog. Like, that was cheese, please. Enough footage. I've not watched enough footage on Bennett to say that he's a dirty player, but for what he did yesterday was unacceptable, and I do not blame the guys from the other team to react in the manner that they reacted towards Michael Bennett. He want to be out here talking about black rights and being equality and stuff like that, and then you go out there and do some egregious stuff like that. I'm not with that, bro. You can't do that on the field, bro.
Okay.
I thought he just swiped at the ball.
Looked like a little more than swiping at the ball,
but man, he's swiping at folks' legs, man. When you're in victory formation, dog, I've literally almost had my shoulder pads undone one time, and the coach said victory, and I had to run out there. I wasn't even buttoned up all the way. You understand what I'm saying? The game is over. When you go into victory, that's it. That's pretty much saying we're not going to go 5 wide and we're going to bomb on your ass because we win. That's what that means. Because we could just go 5 wide and beat on your ass some more.
Yeah, but technically speaking, I'm not arguing with you. I'm just playing devil's advocate here. Technically speaking, we down 6. It's 56 seconds. I swipe, get the ball back, and they could throw a bomb. It's still in the capability. That's your problem. You chose to lay down and stop playing.
But we all know if you can't swipe at the ball, what he's trying to do is not legal. Okay. You're not going to get the ball back. Everything under the last 2 minutes is reviewable. They're going to review it, and they're going to say, Michael Bennett swiped the ball. We're not getting the ball.
Okay. I didn't know that was legal. I thought it could be considered a fumble.
No.
Okay.
The ball has for it to be a fumble.
Got you. So Courtney, you want to go a little deeper on what you're talking about? I mean, how did you feel when you saw it? Did you feel like it was super dirty? Did you feel like it was like talk to me?
I mean, I didn't feel like it was dirty. I mean, now that he said that, like it was unnecessary. Because if you can't go purpose, if you actually swiping at the ball, dirty. If I look at the way he dived, he ain't really like he could have really hit you in the legs. Like if I wanted to hit you, I could have hit you. Like there ain't no need to be in part-time dirty. Ain't no thing as such thing as halfway crook. Like it's either I'm gonna be dirty or I'm not gonna be dirty. It's simple and plain. But I didn't know that it's not considered a fumble. I just feel like it's unnecessary. I don't feel like it was dirty, just unnecessary.
Okay, well, Blueprint, you also another football player, man. So, how did you feel about the ending of that Seattle game?
I don't think it was dirty. I just
Wow.
For the record, Hawk,
well,
if y'all don't mind, the part that I'm talking about is dirty was not the part of him swiping at the ball. The part that I thought was egregious was after the other guy checked him about it. He just grabbed dude's leg and tried to just break it.
yeah, now that's dirty.
That's what I was talking about.
That's taking it too far. That was out of hand, unnecessary, totally unnecessary, uncalled for. But as far as outside of that, then no. But when you take it to that point and doing what it is that's totally unnecessary, and you know that it's a problem, then yeah, that's the problem. Outside of that,
Okay.
they know what it is when it comes to victory formation.
Okay. And you know, you use the word unnecessary, and it almost seems like, and I could be wrong, but it almost feels like the referees are trying to flag big hits out of the game. And you had a lot of people giving opinions this week on some of the hits from the Pittsburgh Cincinnati game and just some other hits. Now, did you see the hits in the Pittsburgh game? Did you see it the same as what Gronk did? Did Gronk do something different? And like, talk to me about these hits and these flags. Like, Jeremy, how do you feel about this? Is it becoming flag football, or do you think this is important for safety?
Now, what when we talk about what Gronk did, that was wrong. That was totally unnecessary. But some of the hits that they're flagging on, they're taking away from what made the game special back in the day. What put us in position for it to be a billion-dollar industry. What put us in position to where fans are so tuned in to the NFL. And when you take away from the game as far as the hits that are being done on the field in the middle of gameplay, then it's a problem. But things that happen after the play, you could throw flags on that all day long because you have to protect the players, and I care about the players on that note. But if it's in game play, big hits, I mean, that's a part of it. I mean, come on, think about the big hits that you used to watch on YouTube and stuff like that throughout the season and stuff like that. They weren't getting flags because of some of those plays it was that you saw. That was stuff that you was, happy in seeing and that you wanted more of. So the fact that, the NFL is now taking away from that, they're also making up for it by giving us things like, touchdown celebrations and stuff like that. So they trying to balance it out in a way, if you think about it.
Okay, now DB, back to the hits. There was an interview that happened this week, and the man basically was just saying like, "Hey, I mean, you want me to tell a receiver before I hit him? You want me to warn him first? I mean, how do you see the way this game is being legislated?
Well,
Now, CTE is real now.
Here's
So,
the thing.
do you feel like this is necessary?
Here's the thing, Hawk. Let's just go ahead and call it what it is, okay? Me, you, and Courtney have had this conversation off the record, but let's be on the record. The reason why the NFL is acting the way they acting about these hits is because of the CTE and that big lawsuit. If it wasn't for that lawsuit, we wouldn't be having these conversations. Okay, they're trying to clean the game up going forward. The NFL is doing everything in their power. Possibly, they've stopped. It even got so bad that they was about to eliminate kickoffs. That's why they moved the kickoff up to the 35-yard line so you can get more touchbacks. So that means you won't have those hits. So they're doing their best that they can to eliminate the hits. As far as some of these hits go, it's very hard. because everybody's not a dirty player, but their job is to try to dislodge the football from you. And just say, for the sake of the argument, Jeremy comes across the middle, he jumps up like this. So when he jumps up like this, I got all this. This is what I'm going for. But when he catches it and gets small, guess what just happened to me? Now I'm finna hit this. And that's what happened a lot. And with these guys playing that physical and that fast, I think the NFL is doing the best job that they can to eliminate some of the stuff. But at the same time, man, they got to let these guys play the game. Everybody know what they signed up for. And I'm with Mr. Mike Mitchell. You know what he signed up for. They're giving him an opportunity to change lives, change his lives of people in his entire family. Hulk, you even said that the NFL is the only industry that creates black men, millionaires, in one night. They do that more than any other league, any other industry in the world. So we got to take all that into consideration.
Okay, now I want you made some very good points, but I want you to go a little bit deeper on this lawsuit. Are you blaming the lawsuit?
Yeah. I mean, wasn't nothing going on like this before the lawsuit happened. You I don't think the people.
Okay, so how do you feel?
Let me remind you on ESPN
should have handled CTE.
On ESPN, on NFL Countdown, they used to have a segment called Jacked Up.
Yes, sir. That was my favorite segment.
That was your favorite segment, and you seeing people get creamed. Now, soon as that happened, that went away, and now you got the Come On Man, and now you got Moss. That's what you got now. You ain't got Jacked Up no more.
But hold on. So how, you played the game. How would you have felt if you got to a point in your 40s and you experiencing all this pain, you experiencing all this confusion? I mean, would you have joined the lawsuit?
I'm not against the people who joined the lawsuit. I understand where the lawsuit come at, and I understand I'm grateful for the lawsuit in bringing awareness to an issue that people didn't even know an issue. But now that you know it's an issue, people still gonna sign up for that check, bro.
Okay. And Mr. Young,
we work at a job right now that's wear and tear on our bodies, and I guarantee you, going in, if we knew that it was gonna be wear and tear on our bodies, and they're gonna tell us we're gonna pay you X amount of dollars to sling these bags for 20-some years, we still gonna take that opportunity whenever we get through.
Okay, Mr. Young and Talented, you've been waiting patiently. Now, I know you are a basketball player by trade, but I need you to weigh in on this NFL. I need you to weigh in on these hits. I need you to weigh in on this CET. What's your perspective?
Hey, Court, make sure you tell Court tell the people about how the hardwood floor in basketball mess up basketball players' knees too, and they still out there getting that check.
100%. Now, as far as I'll address each of those. I'm gonna address that part last. Now, as far as the hits go, I didn't really the Gronk shit was ridiculous, and I feel like they let him slide with a little 1 week thing, and they stopped talking about it.
Oh no, he ain't slid yet, bro. He got to play another game. Oh, it's coming.
I mean, no. I'm not talking about from other players. I'm talking about media wise.
Well, I mean, he was talking from the standpoint of what he was saying was media-wise, Gronk is not getting the necessary argument that he should be getting based upon the hit it was that he laid. But when you think about it, why should we be?
Hey, Jim, let me go ahead and say this right before Court get done.
Hold on, y'all.
Let me just get him. Can I just get him? Let me get him. Jeremy,
no.
Stop trying to belittle this situation because Gronkowski is your number one target.
Stop. I'm a better example for this.
Hey, I'm telling the truth.
I got a whole place I'm going with this. Trust me, y'all. I'm gonna bring it full circle and it's gonna land right back in Jeremy's lap. I got this. Now, the Gronk hit, and I'm gonna get right back to this. I'm gonna go by the hits and then I'm gonna get back to Gronk. The Gronk hit, I don't feel like he's getting enough pressure for a 1-game suspension in the media. The way they blowing this over, that's whole shit. I'll explain later. The Juju hit, I didn't think it was that big of a hit. Like, I thought it was a normal hit. My only issue with that hit was I seen a lot of people saying it's just a hit. If Vontaze Burfict would have made that same hit, they'd be going crazy. Now, the other hit in the end zone was a bang-bang play. Now, let me turn full circle to the Gronk and the Patriot thing that I'm not really starting to like. Now, DB will tell you, I am the one man that will go against anything. I don't agree with anything, especially when it comes to my own team. But let me address something about your Patriots last week. Last week, Gronk made a hit that was no different than the hit Odell made on Josh Norman. There was media coverage every day. For weeks, they was blasting him. They was tearing him apart for what you just don't do in football. That was so unnecessary, no matter how much the frustration is. But with Gronk, they gave him a 1-game suspension, and it was all good. They ain't said nothing about it no more ever since. The same energy when Odell had passion, and his actual passion wasn't at his coordinators at all. It wasn't at a coach at all. He actually was screaming at his fucking teammates, screaming, "We out here getting our ass whooped, and y'all act like y'all don't give a fuck." That's what his words was, that you can hear clearly through a mic. If you go look at the video, that's his words. Meanwhile, Tom Brady was yelling at a coordinator, which technically speaking on that field is his superior, and it was all considered passion, and it was okay. That's weak and whack shit. They letting y'all slide with a lot of bullshit, and they're not giving the same coverage.
No, I don't.
Odell, hold on. If it was Odell, it would have been a problem. If Vontaze Burfict had did that same hit that Gronk put on a player, you'd be talking about he don't need to be out the game. He a dirty player. But everybody want to chalk it up to Gronk cool and his playful nature, and he just got caught up in the moment. Fuck all that bullshit. Because if it was one of us, and you know what I mean by one of us, it would have been a whole different segment. And I'm kind of getting tired of that whack shit that's going on in the NFL, because they not doing it the same in the media, and they do it a lot for you Patriots. They not telling y'all nothing. No. They not saying nothing. They doing it a lot. It's getting ridiculous at this point.
No.
Okay. All right, Jeremy. Go ahead and retort.
You can respond.
For one, I've said what Gronk did was serious and out of line, but at the same time, look at that whole look at that whole game in its entirety. What was taking place and what was happening to Gronk throughout that whole game in its entirety, and we not getting the flag at all. Not getting the flag at all. Just the play in the game. What is the reason on what pissed him off and took him on edge?
He was upset. I'll tell you, he was upset
because he was getting.
He was upset that he was grabbing, but the same people. This the same guy who push off on almost every time he catches the ball to get separation, and don't nobody go after he catch the ball, catch the touchdown.
You want to talk about push off? Let's talk about Antonio Brown pushing off on Brandon Carr last night. That's a push off. We not.
You making excuses. Stop making excuses, bro.
You letting him get away from the point, D-Bert. You saying what was happening to him? He was getting pushed, grabbed, and held on, and the calls wasn't being made. Now address why it was okay for him to go lay helmet to helmet with a man on the ground. Tell me why that was
Never
okay.
said it was okay. Never said it was okay. But what I'm saying is,
Vontaze Burfict, would it have been more?
Just because you have a first offense on something doesn't mean that I'm going to always deem you as this type of person.
Oh, so if it's your first,
that was Gronk's first offense. That was his first offense. Vontaze Burfict has been in the limelight how many times for egregious hits?
D-Bert, let me do this with him. Let me do this with him, D-Bert. So you tell me because it's his first offense, it's okay to put a player's life in danger.
I don't think his life was in danger.
Huh?
His life wasn't in danger.
He ran his shoulder into a man's head that was already face first down on the fucking ground.
But he hurt his shoulder?
No, he threw his shoulder into his head.
But he hurt the guy's shoulder. The guy didn't have a head injury. He had a shoulder injury.
I didn't ask you about what the injury was. We know what the play was. So I'm asking you because it's his first offense.
His life wasn't in danger.
Oh, so he couldn't have got a concussion from that. Yes?
His life wasn't in danger.
I'll say this, Courtney. But hold on, real quick, because I know y'all putting the pressure cooker on Blueprint. But Jeremy, but Courtney's making a good point. There is, and the NFL likes to talk about, are you a repeat offender? But there are certain ways that they cover things. And it's not across the board. And that's why Fresh Perspective is here, because we are going to give you that fresh perspective. We are going to give you that 100% of the time. So we are coming up to our final perspectives on this week. It has been a whole lot going on in this week and a lot of things that we didn't touch in this segment. But D. Burtz, talk to me about your final perspective in this week in the NFL.
Hey, man, Jeremy, I just got to let the final perspective be about you, man. You got this. You can't be that loyal to your team to not be able to realize that y'all get a lot of cheesiness throughout the game and throughout the league and throughout the seasons. And y'all do a lot of stuff, get away with a lot of stuff. Don't act like it don't happen. Fix your face, put your glasses on, because you acted like that the New England Patriots ain't got 3 to 4 scandals since Tom Brady and Bill Belichick been there that they've been found guilty on, where they lost the draft picks, where they lost the money. So don't sit here and say that they ain't do nothing. All right? And
And
what,
we
what
still
we
win.
just displayed, what we saw last week up there in Buffalo, New York, we seen Gronkowski do some cheesiness, and I agree with Courtney 100%. You do not talk to your superior. That guy's your coach. You show him the same respect that you want. Don't get mad. I've heard the Hall of Famer say it. I've heard
Okay, so
other
so
players say,
so
hold
so
on, bro. I've heard other players said it. You're frustrated. Yes, frustration happens. His job as the coach, his job as the coach is to help you be the best player you can be. I don't care if you're mad, you threw a pick, you threw a bad play. Just because it doesn't happen often, don't mean when he gets the opportunity to coach, you can go against the coach like that. I got a big problem with that.
Okay, and look, Jeremy, I'm gonna save you for last. Young, talented. What's your final perspective on this week? A lot of things happened.
I mean, the week of football was fine. That ain't an issue. Week of football was fine. I've been sitting on that past thing, and all I'm gonna say is this: again, it's my issue is not how it was dealt and handled. My issue is at how the media handled it. This is no longer spoken about. I haven't heard about it one time during this entire Monday night game right now. I had to hear about Odell for the rest of the season. It's very unfair how the media treats. Matter of fact, we're gonna stop sugarcoating it because that's not what I do. It's very unfair how the media treats white players as opposed to black players. If this was Odell, if this was Vontez Burfict, if it was anybody else in a premier position like this, let that have been Michael Vick yelling at motherfucking Tom, yelling at his coordinator. Let it have been
Oh,
Jameis Winston screaming and hollering up there at his coordinator when he made a
oh,
bad play. Let it have been any player in this league right now that elbowed the player like that in the back of the head. It would have been every day for a week. We would have watched every move, everything they did, every camera. We'd have spoke to old people, new people. We'd have been speaking about their issues in training camp. We'd have been speaking about everything.
hey,
But
Court.
now, hold on. But
I
all of
gotta
a sudden, when
piggyback
it
on
come to Gronk and them,
what I just thought about.
it's okay. Yeah, that's whole shit. Y'all gotta be fair here. Let's do it 2 ways, media. Let's do it 2 ways, all you journalists and all of them out there. And just to go ahead and get Jeremy because he said first offense and all that. Technically speaking, that was Odell's first offense of physical anything. Just
I mean, Josh
just
Norman was
break that
going
down.
at it like cats and dogs.
When
Hold
he
on a
hit the
sec.
helmet thing, that was his first offense. Was my point.
And wow, man, young talent is shooting darts right now,
Hey, Hulk,
keeping it
can I
all
add
the way
something
real.
that's really
Hold
good?
on, hey, okay, real quick, because it's Jeremy's turn. Be quick.
I
Go
just want
ahead.
to add something real quick to piggyback off what Courtney just said. I don't know if y'all remember, but it was a Monday night football game. Donovan McNabb was playing against the Arizona Cardinals, and he got took out of the game for Rex Grossman. He done played the whole game. They got a chance to win, and the coach said that Rex Grossman give me a better chance to win, even though Donovan McNabb has been in this entire game, and we're in the game because of the play of Donovan McNabb. They made that okay. But we just watched last week the world go crazy for Mr. Eli Manning, though he is a Super Bowl champion and a future Hall of Famer, just like Donovan McNabb is. We just watched them go crazy, and then he get back in the game and look the exact same shit. That is a problem in this game. That is a problem in the sports media, and we need to do better at bringing this up and getting this to a head.
Okay, and Blueprint. I know it feel like you're getting a lot of heat, but you're really not. But I need your final perspective right now. Talk to me. Give me something.
Perspective. With being a champion comes with a great amount of respect and what's tough is that the Patriots win so much that everything it is that they do is kind of like micromanage. If Bill Belichick is one up on the rule book or whatever. It's, oh, we're cheating, or we're doing this, we're doing that. No, maybe it's just I put in the homework to do, and I'm one up on you all, and now I got to be cheating. It's just, it's so many things that, people have their opinions on and stuff like that. What's wrong is wrong. What's right is right. I said that Grunt was wrong for what it is he did. Do I think he should be just drugged through the media for doing it? Absolutely not. I don't think that media like Odell and what he was doing with Josh Norman. I mean, we seen that relationship stem up between multiple occasions of them two going at it. Not only that, when we talk about Tom Brady and his offensive coordinator Josh McDaniels, hey, we know that Tom Brady and Josh McDaniels have a, a, a a relationship that a lot of people not going to be able to speak on. All we do is see from the outside. Oh well, they just yelled at each other. Well, guess what? Married couples yell at each other all day long. It's just so happened that that relationship is being filmed at the moment and it's being on field. Is it right that Brady did it? It's not right, but it's not all the way wrong. It's not going to make a change on the season. It's not like Josh McDaniels is going to say, well, because me and Brady got into it, I'm going to act different or do anything to leave the Patriots or anything like that. No, it is what it is at the end of the day. And I mean, they both want to win. And that's just what it's about, really, when we talk about the New England Patriots. When you talk about other teams who's on a losing streak or their seasons are done, this is they act like cats and dogs when they get into certain situations. Why? Because the season is screwed. We got a lot to play for in New England, and we know what the main goal is at the end of the day, and that's to win a championship. And that's just what it is.
Okay, and that's what it is, and that's how we gonna end it right there. Once again, y'all was watching another episode of Fresh Perspective, and look, y'all laid it down so strong on y'all final perspectives. I'm gonna leave it right there. I'm not even gonna touch it. If y'all enjoyed what we did tonight, hit the like button, hit the follow button, please subscribe. Matter of fact, share it with your friends. Peace and blessings.